got time on our side. We're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona, coming to you from monsoony southern Arizona. We're hoping for rain, and we're out doing our rain dances. Hopefully we get some today. Let's see who we have here. I screwed up when I scheduled this. I actually scheduled it for next Monday instead of this Monday, so I had to run in and fix it real quick. So if it confused you, I apologize for that. Van Life Voyages is here. Good morning, Tanya. Good to see you. Up at the top, folks, I pinned Van Life Voyages live stream. You can see it right up at the top. Tanya will be going live right after my live stream this morning. And then after her live stream, Roy and Becky's Travels will be going live. And there's their link. I didn't see a thumbnail up yet. Roy's running behind, I guess, but they typically go live every day. Something wrong. Did I win? Yes, you did. You got to hang out with us. Channel member, first channel member in the house is CR View. Tim, Gracie, and Crystal, thanks for being here. Ringo is here. Good morning, Ringo. Good morning. Another channel member, JW. Good morning, JW. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Box Van D, my first channel member. Box Van D is in the house. Good morning, D. Hope you're staying cool enough up there. I know it's hot. I think we're only going to be 101 today. Ava Potterfield is here. Excuse me. Ava Potterfield and friends is here. I always start my Monday mornings out watching Ava drink some coffee and have a little chat on Monday mornings. And she always shouts out the channel. So thank you, Ava, very much. Appreciate it. We also enjoy Ava Potterfield and Friends on Friday evening. Her and Doug play some old time music for us, and Oki and I enjoy watching on Friday evenings at 5 o'clock our time. And we'll typically eat dinner as we watch. JW says school is back in session. That's right. Thanks for the reminder, JW. Thanks for the reminder. Our grandkids are headed back to school today, and we called them yesterday to wish them a good first day. And you always give them that warning. Don't be late. Don't stay up too late. Make sure you have everything ready to go. You know how teenagers are. Mo Bang for Your Bucks is here. Another channel member. Hi, Tim. Tim's got a video coming up. And moderators, anyone who's a moderator, please feel free to drop links at will. Dave Wanders is here. Good morning, Dave. It's Monday. Hope you're all safe and well. Well, we had a close call a couple days ago, and I'm going to share that with you. A really close call that could have put Oki in the hospital, but it didn't. So I'm going to show that to you here in a little bit. Rose is here. Good morning, Rose. Thanks for being here. I hope you're doing well. Scrolling. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, there's another channel member, Roy and Becky's Travels. Be sure to check them out. Roy, did you get your thumbnail put up? I checked about 20 minutes ago. Didn't see it yet. So if somebody could post Roy and Becky Travels thumbnail for their live. Again, I've got Van Life Voyages up here at the top. Let me see if I can see it. I can't see it here. Starred. There it is. Next up is Van Life Voyages at 9 a.m. Now, Tanya's going to give us an update on how Derek is doing. If you don't follow their channel, Tanya and Derek are both have challenges, and they're both dealing with physical issues. And Derek has been in the hospital off and on for the last 5 months. So we're hoping for good news, and we'll certainly be there at Van Life Voyages live stream, which will be in an hour. There's Tim saying hello. Tim is over there in Illinois, hanging out with his son. Scrolling. CR View, another channel member. I think I said hi to you guys. They're up there in Quartzsite, basically toughing it out in that heat up there with Roy and Becky's Travels. And they're making it. I know I'm behind. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, misscheduling things, that gets a little stressful. That's why I always set up ahead of time and I double check everything. Good thing I did. Okay, so Roy just woke up and he's got the live stream scheduled. That's good. Okay, Box Fan D has her premiere after Tanya and before Roy and Becky. So I think, yeah, I saw that, D, and I think that's your video on taking care of your fur baby. Had an infection, teeth infection, gum infection, and you figured out how to take care of that. So certainly be there for me. Yeah, for D. Yeah, Premiere, it's only about 20 minutes. Okay. My gosh, right, Tim? Okay, set up to go directly to the Premiere after. So if we all run over and raid Van Life Voyages, then you'll get kicked right into the Premiere. I know, right, Dave? I almost put my hoodie on because it's only going to be 101 today. What's the weather here today?
Expect some clear skies today.
Well, clear skies, but it says chance of rain at 50%. Huh. So I hope we don't have clear skies. I see, looking to the south out my window here, I see some clouds building up. When we got up this morning, the temperature was 84 and the humidity was like 50%, which is pretty unusual. Weekend RVing is here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Tommy is here from She Devil Adventures. Good morning. Good morning. Doing that work thing. Don't work too hard. Everybody's saying hello. Ringo is here. I think I said hello. And there is the famous Ron Darrow Adventures. Good morning, Ron. Hope you're doing well. Over in Texas. Ron is in the house. Ivan K is here. Good morning, Ivan. Good to see you. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm looking forward to that update because Derek has had a tough time of it. And hopefully you got some good news for us, Tanya. There's Linda Barker. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Again, any links you want to drop, moderators, go right ahead. There is Bernay. Good morning. Happy Monday, Bernay. Oh, come on, Ava. 72. That's like dead of winter for us. Thank you, JW. Appreciate that. Ava saying hello. Ava mentioned she did a little road trip to go visit her parents, and she took her blind pup with her, and he did pretty well. Oh, come on, there's another bragger. Oh, bang for your bucks is bragging about 71 degree weather. Come on. Okay, so Illinois, I'll trade winter with summer. Illinois gets a lot of snow and cold weather, right? I like this Monday morning time. I think it starts the week productive with good friends. I agree, Tanya, I agree. And we're happy to have you on the lineup for sure. Dave says 41% humidity at 92 degrees at Thornydale and Ina. So that's over in the Tucson area, Tucson-Marana area. So, Dave, we should get some pop-up storms today. We're hoping, huh? Dee says it's 84 inside my RV with both ACs running already. That's better than it was, wasn't it? I think you were like over 100 there. Yeah, hopefully we get some. And there's Diane Phoenix. Hello, Dan. Productive. I wasn't awake all night, maybe. LOL. All right. Let's see. I did my shout outs, did weather check. we did have a monsoon storm come through last Monday evening. So I was live on Monday morning. Monday evening, there was a storm here. We only got about 1/4 of an inch of rain, and it knocked the power out. We were out for just about an hour. And if you were on my live stream last Monday, I showed how I have some emergency lighting, and I had this set up and ready to go. So all I had to do was turn it on. When the power goes out, of course, your lights go out. So I turned it on, and then could see and walk around. As the power outage continued, I plugged my Starlink into battery backup that I have set up in the house here, and got back online through Starlink and watched it. And then after we started pushing an hour, I thought, well, maybe I better get a generator out just in case. We have one power line that runs out here to our area. You can see we're in a very remote area. We had a bunch of lightning, a whole bunch of wind. And when that happens, and if it knocks poles down, then we're looking at a multiple day power outage. Now, the electric co-op does a great job at getting the power back on, but when you have poles down, they have to drive out first, they have to patrol the line, then they have to determine how much damage there is, then they go back to the shop and pick up all the material, power poles, wire, connectors, all of that stuff. And I know this because I used to work for the electric co-op. I spent 20 years there. So it's a big deal when you have power outages. So it's always a good idea to prepare. Now, Oki is from Okinawa. Her name is really Hidomi, but people have trouble pronouncing her real name. So her nickname is Oki. And so they just had a typhoon go through 5 days ago, and they've been out of power for 5 days. 5 days they've been out of power. I'm going to share a screen with you so you can see what they went through. So we have hurricanes up here in the US in the northern hemisphere. They have typhoons down in the southern hemisphere. They rotate differently. So typhoon rotates clockwise and a hurricane rotates counterclockwise, I believe. Anyway, they had a pretty serious typhoon go through Okinawa, Japan, and it had over 100-mile-per-hour winds and, of course, a bunch of rain. So let me share this, share screen, and then I'm going to bring this up and then play this. So I'll be back in a second.
Wow, just listen to that heavy torrential rain that is just drenching Japan. We are dealing with a powerful typhoon, Typhoon Khanun, as it is continuing to impact a lot of locations, many of Japan's islands, and also, unfortunately, some U.S. military bases. So it is not going to be out of the realm of possibility that places like Kadena Air Base are feeling those very heavy torrential winds right now, or heavy rain right now, and those strong winds as we speak, as the outer rain bands are just passing right directly overhead, with the center passing just down to the south. So here's the current stats, and I really want to show you how impressive Typhoon Khanun looks on infrared satellite. A clear, defined center of circulation with sustained winds of 110 miles per hour. Put this into perspective. When we see winds that reach up to about 115 miles per hour, that is when it will be classified as a super typhoon. And that, unfortunately, is the trend as it's moving to the west at about 8 miles per hour, and pressure is slowly but surely continuing to drop. 930 30 millibars right now. So a very strong, very impressive storm itself. And it is creating that threat to military bases, especially in places like Okinawa. So you can see that anticipated track. We can see by this evening, the sustained winds cranking up to about 125 miles per hour. And that is going to put that into perspective, that Category 3 hurricane strength. So that very strong, powerful storm will continue as it works its way to the west. And then it's going to curve just a tad to the northwest as we head into the weekend. But again, a lot of our U.S. military bases are unfortunately going to be dealing with some heavy torrential rain, some high winds, and also the potentials there for some flooding concerns as well.
I made me freeze.
So there you go. That's what the weather's like over there. I'll close this tab out. Anyway, Oki has not talked to her family yet. Her family lives in Okinawa, but they live in a concrete. Uh-oh, did I lock up? All right, give me a second. Seems like I locked up there for a minute. I knew that was going to be problematic. All right. Frozen. Yeah, I see that. Okay, should come back here in a second. Stand by, stand by. You're back. Okay, Rose, thank you. Yeah, when you share a tab like that, sometimes it causes trouble, but I thought it was important enough. I wanted you guys to see that. All right, scrolling back, Tauca detector is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Steve and Tina, Jewel are here. Wow, I think I missed your live stream yesterday. They have a live stream on Sundays. So many live streams, sometimes I don't get to them all. All right, we hear you and was locked up. Good now, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, they have a lot of those typhoons over there, and they build their houses and their businesses out of concrete, reinforced concrete. And so they just hunker down. They hit the stores, empty all the shelves, stock up, and then they just wait the storm out. But in 5 days out of power, that's not fun at all. Maybe an Arizona Ranger. Oh, we had a break yesterday. Okay, that's why I didn't see a thumbnail. It's still morning here too. There's the American Wanderer, JT. Taking a short break from the cargo trailer. So JT is working on building his cargo trailer into a camper. And he's doing it right too. He's not rushing it. He's doing it exactly the way he wants it. So the difference between a typhoon and a hurricane, so you've got the equator, all those typhoons, which is basically the same thing as a hurricane, but it rotates a different direction. Typhoons are below the equator and hurricanes are above the equator. So here in the US, we experience hurricanes. Down in the Pacific and in Japan and China area, they have typhoons. Again, anybody wants to drop a link, please do. Let's see, American Wanderer. JT, you're a moderator now, so if you want to drop a link to your channel or your latest video, feel free to do that. So Tim says you'll manage and adapt to the situation. I had no power for 9 months, and he was at a refugee camp in Malaysia. And then didn't you have to build your own shelter too? Yeah, you're right. Fascinating weather patterns throughout Earth. I was checking the weather this morning, and it looks like the East Coast is going to get hit hard today. They have a severe storm alert, and I think it's heading out of Ohio over to the East Coast. So it looks like they're going to get slammed today too. 'Tis the season, I guess. Oh yeah, yeah. Tim's been interviewed a few times by different channels, and he has a very interesting life story. All right, so it looks, yeah, I see North Carolina's going to get hit today too. Uh-oh. Shh. Might hit where I have family. Bunker down, bunker down. So that Monday night, we had a power outage for an hour. There were people down the power line that were still out of power. And so the electric co-op sent out a line crew to patrol the line. And so they brought a side-by-side out. They brought their truck out, their line truck out, and they were running this power line looking for the problem. And again, this is at midnight, 11 o'clock at night to midnight. And they came across some, what they thought were some unsavory characters. They said 5 or 6 vehicles pulled up, and they were all blacked out. In other words, they had all their tail lights and headlights turned off. And so I got a call from a friend of mine at the electric co-op, called me the next day, and he said, "What do you think was going on?" And I said, "Well, there are drug runners and illegals passing through our area. My guess is that's probably what it was, where these guys were lookouts, or they were in the process of getting ready to transport, cargo, human and otherwise." Okay, so there's JT's channel there. All right, so Diane did say she got hit last night, exited about 5 a.m., so it's headed east. Yes, that's right. Dee did a great interview with Tim from Mo Bang for Your Bucks. So Tim immigrated, is a kid from Vietnam, and so he struggled. He ended up in Malaysia for a time, and then immigrated over to the U.S. And if there's anyone who appreciates his life in the U.S., he even served his country in the military. So if anyone appreciates his life and what we have here in the U.S., it's Tim from Mo Bang for Your Bucks. And he's a good friend, Yeah, exactly, Tim. They're opposite sides of the equator. They spin in opposite directions. Yeah. Life goes on as usual. Yeah, minor tweaks. And you make do, right? Janelle Duke is here. Thank you for joining us, Janelle. Welcome. Renee is in Southern California in the LA area, and she's saying they're up for an earthquake. I'll bet. We used to have tremors over in Okinawa, which is basically the only place I remember living where we had anything like that. And they're kind of unsettling. Yeah, that's about what we had. We had those small little 2 and 3 tremors. Yeah, it's still kind of unsettling though. You get that little shake and a boom, and you wonder what was that. Oh yeah, Rose, you got to check that out. Box Van D has some videos, and it's really interesting. Busby Adventures is here. Hello, Chris. I was watching the weather down in your area yesterday. Looked like you guys got a little bit of rain. Yeah, Tim has a very positive outlook on life, and I'll tell you what, he'd give you the shirt off his back if you needed it. That's just kind of how he is. Diane slept through it. You must have been resting pretty good then. I know sometimes I sleep through it anyway. Anyway, the friend of mine called me from the co-op and said, "Hey, what's going on out there?" I told him, well, this is the wild, wild west. So the line crew that was out here packed up and headed back. Now, the people that were out of power down line were farm fields, and so it wasn't critical. Quite often, they're out of power out there. They're way out beyond where we're at. Cotton fields, a lot of irrigation pumps, and so line crew just packed up, went back to the shop, and then they came back the next day. Oh, we got some Rose information. I don't know the story of my family. That kind of sad when you're disconnected from family history. I have part of my family is like that too, where we don't really know the history on that side. $3 miles away. Okay, so you did get a free few sprinkles. That's what we got. It was Monday. I got my coffee ready, put this cap on, didn't have it on straight. When I took a sip of it, it dumped coffee all over my lap. It's Monday. And then I didn't have my live scheduled properly, so I had to fix that. But here we are and pressing on. Oh yeah, big quake on the West Coast. Yeah, Steve and Tina are up there in Western Canada, so Bad Idea Lab is here. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Another channel member. Thank you for being here. All right, what else we got going on? So anyway, the line crew packed up, went back to the shop, and then came back the next day, and they got the power back on down line. But I gave them some phone numbers to the BLM rangers out here, law enforcement, and suggested they call them and find out what the current situation is and see if they could give them information on these trucks that they saw. Nomadic Rat Pack is here. Good morning. Lap coffee is not my favorite type. I agree. Oh, so you were very young. Wow. Well, hope you're doing well and you grew up safe, Rose. You'll go back to bed, wake up Tuesday. That's right. It'll be a new day. Something Wong. Something Wong. I love that channel name. Oh, a tornado, huh? EF1, but it did lots of damage. So you guys had a tornado too. There's tornado warnings in the East Coast again, and that weather that passed through you guys, Diane. So I guess those folks will have to deal with it too. All right, what else we got going on? The typhoon that went through Okinawa, 2 people died. One was a 90-something-year-old man that had a carport fall on him, and then we didn't get information on the other person that died, but 2 people died out of that storm that we're aware of, and so prayers. We heard they have the power back on in Okinawa, Japan. About 142 people were injured, so they'll get back, and they always do, just in time for the next typhoon, which is forming now, heading to mainland Japan. So, but they're used to it. They're used to those typhoons. That's what they have. That's where they live. Yellowstone got a lot of folks worried. Yeah, weren't they saying some big event was going to happen? It's going to blow, Ron. Yeah, they said something big was working up in the Yellowstone area. Oh, anybody need a 78 Winnebago? Well, hope you find a buyer for it. I know it's sounds like you were attached to it pretty well. Grew up on the streets, huh, Rose? Wow. Well, it looks like you survived, Rose, and you're pressing on. That's the important thing. Prayers for Okinawans. Yep. Thank you, Tim. We understand they got the power back on. Oki is waiting, a few days until things settle down. Then she'll contact her family, make sure everybody's okay. They have a big house. It's a concrete house. They've been through hundreds of these storms, and she's not too worried that they made it through. Had warnings for 6 hours last night. Wow. Yeah, I heard that, Diane. Yellowstone's one big volcano waiting to blow. Fellow Arizona Explorer checking in. Discover Explorer S. Thank you for joining us. New channel that subscribed, and I went over and checked out their channel. Looks interesting. Watched a couple of videos, so check out Discover Explorers. Thank you for joining us. So it looks like we might get some storms today. What do you guys think? We're out here doing our rain dances, watching the weather to the south. So Nomadic Rat Pack says Yellowstone has too much activity according to the geologists. Yeah, something's going to happen, but all those people cruising through there, we have never been there. We should go someday, but you could probably tell I don't like crowds. I like to live in the desert. I'll go up to the forest in the northern Arizona, and we've done some traveling around the country, but after 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days in the military, if I don't have to travel, If I don't feel like traveling, I don't. Yeah, SpaceX sent some more satellites up last night from, I was watching it from online. YouTube had it online from Florida. They shot them off from Florida. So, yep, tough life, but you made it and everybody loves you, girls. Awesome. I know who is something Wong. I wonder who that is. I haven't figured it out yet. That's the big mystery, huh? Who is something Wong? Could it be, could it be someone in the chat? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're all about mutual support here. Yeah, we sure need it. Hoping you get a good downpour. We sure need it. We'll take whatever we get. Yeah, hope you get better than 14 inches of rain. That's one drop every 14 inches. That's basically what we had last time. Now we had just shy of a quarter inch. And when the ground is so dry, I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. It soaks right in and it's gone. It's a hint. He's an RV tech. There's a hint. He's an RV tech. Interesting. All right, so we're at 45 minutes. I want to show you guys what we found in the garden. Ah, badges related. I give you a clue, Steve. Badges related to this person. So is that his brother? Oh, cool. So SpaceX is launching from Vandenberg in 12 hours. So that would be about 9 p.m. tonight then. We should be able to see that. And then I would bet that Roy and Becky's channels and probably CR View will have some video of that posted tomorrow. Hello, Sue. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Lucky Dog Productions moderator and Lucky Dog Productions. Good to see you. Cookie is here. Hello, Cookie. Been on the phone since you started. Glad to see you, Cookie. And Cookie's treatments have been going well, and they say he's getting better. That's good. Okay, so we got to figure out something Wong. Something Wong. There is a photo there. I don't recognize the face, though. Scrolling. Yeah, I think so, Chris. I think we'll see it fly by. So around 9 p.m., I think. And if you look at Starlink, there's a couple of channels that live stream their blast offs. So that should be interesting to see. I'll have to make sure we're watching for that. All right. So Oki was out in the, oh, let me get rid of that. Before I show you this, hide current content. Oki was out in the garden and was checking her vegetables. In the morning, she does her watering in the morning. checks her vegetables, and I'm looking, I thought I uploaded the video. She was checking her vegetables and she found a rattlesnake. So she was in there looking at lifting leaves up, and she found a rattlesnake. And so luckily she noticed it, and before she got bit, and so she called me, and I came out and grabbed it and took it out of there. Here we go. Here's the video for it. Okay, hold on to it for a second. I think I got him. So that was what greeted her in the wicking box. By the way, these wicking boxes, I learned about them from JT, the American Wanderer. And so we set those up to grow our vegetables in. It works pretty good. But we ended up with a rattlesnake in there. And you can see here's the buttons that came off of it. I always, when they're close to the house, I always send them to Snake Heaven. If they leave, if they exit the property, they live to be another day. This guy wanted to stand his ground. He liked it there. And of course, we can't take a chance on anyone getting bit, especially one of us, Lucas, or our grandkids. And so you can count the buttons on there. There's like 10 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buttons on there. I just guess that it's a button a year. I don't really know. But it was a pretty good sized snake, and it was in there staying cool, actually. So that was our excitement a couple days ago. And luckily, no one got bit, especially Oki. I would hate to see her get bit, but now we know we have to be careful even in our garden, which is a fenced-in area. Yeah, it was a good size one. Oh, Bernays getting brave. She says, grill it, toss it on a tortilla. Oh, everything's good on a tortilla. All right, Ron's going to the mountains. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Yep, that was a good size. That's the second rattlesnake we've had so far this year. We had a wet winter, so we have a lot of rodents around. In that particular wicking box, which I learned about from JT from the American Wanderer, we had a pack rat in there eating leaves. And so that rattlesnake came in because they smell that pack rat. No, I did not eat it, but I set it out there for Mother Nature to take care of, and some Mother Nature critter has taken care of it. Not a fan of snakes. Had one a couple years ago. Yeah, we get them here too. You just have to, that's where we live. We live in their backyard, in their yard. Get them, get them. Oh, Naj is here. Hello, Naj. Good to see you. Anyway, that was our excitement. That was our excitement. We don't want any more excitement like that. That's no fun. We did get Lucas snake avoidance train. I have a video on my channel where we recorded that training, and then I confirmed that training on the first snake that we had after we got Lucas trained. And so I put the snake in a barrel where he would be safe and walked Lucas by the barrel, and he could smell the snake. And so he was looking around for the snake. So, and then he got out of there. So that pretty well confirmed to us that he remembered his training, and they train dogs to smell, see, and hear snakes. And so any one of those senses is activated, then they're trained to get the heck out of there. Yep, we are. We always have a flashlight when we go out, especially at night. No snakes there. Found a note on a den here that said, we went to Marana. Uh-huh. I don't know. It tastes like chicken? Don't know. They actually sell rattlesnake in one of the Asian restaurants up in Phoenix. Not restaurants, but one of the Asian markets. I have seen that up there when I was up there on a business trip, and it's very expensive. I kind of think this way. I'm not interested in eating anything that eats rodents. So if you're eating rodents, I'm not eating you. Yeah, that's right. We were saying the same thing, Naj. Same thing. I mean, Oki was lifting leaves up looking for zucchini because we have to fight the rodents that get in there and eat it all. And she lifted this leaf up, and there was that rattlesnake inches away from her hand. As soon as she saw it, she let it go, called me, and then I came out and we grabbed it. Snake meat's very good with proper marinating. I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is. You can marinate anything, right? Yeah, I caught that pack rat that was getting in there with a game camera. And I put a game camera, a trail camera in there, and we recorded that pack rat in there because we kept losing leaves at night, and then it was eating some of the vegetable. And so I put the camera in there and recorded this pack rat. Cute little booger, but we don't want to share with them. They can go somewhere else. Only grass snakes where you're at, huh? One snake encounter in 6 years. And that's saying something, Dee. You've been all over the place. We call those gardener snakes in Oregon. All right, so we don't want any more snake encounters, but I have the snake grabbers, and you saw that I used 2 of them to grab it because that's just the safest way to handle them. Yeah, they will live. And my neighbor next door had a dog that got bit, and his face swelled up, but he survived. Yeah, no picking up sticks in the dark, right? We actually, Ron Darrell, we actually did that. We put an electric fence in our electric substations down on the south side of Tucson out in Valencia because we had red racers getting into equipment and causing outages. So we actually built a electric fence around the equipment in there to take care of the snakes when they came in, and it did the trick. Well, Troy, you could do it in northern Arizona, I guess. But yeah, we have snakes and scorpions. It's just one comes with the territory. Squirrel meat is out for me now. I ate squirrel's meat when I was a kid, but I haven't eaten it since. Tree rats. I've only had it fried. I eat tree rats, so why not, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. New button every time they shed, and they shed twice a year, I think. Crafty Travelers here. Yep. Lonnie, I think you're right. And we're also going to put some plastic there so that they can't climb in. One of our neighbor friends across the road, she actually ran desert living in Palm Springs. And she gave us some tips on how to prevent snakes from getting in there. But you're right, a stick is better when you're poking around in a garden. Fun facts on snakes. Watch this. All right, we're up at 59. Let's do a raid over to Van Life Voyages. I linked it up at the top of the chat. So let's go over there and get an update on Derek from Tanya. Show them some love and let them know you're raiding from Desert Adventures in Arizona. So made a few beeps and scared them away. Oh, rabbits, yeah. Three snakes in 4 years. Well, you can train your dogs to avoid them for sure. All right, so Tanya's got a premiere coming up, so let's run over there. And oh, Van Vita Travels is here. Paula, good morning, good morning. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. That would be getting zapped, yeah. Some people wouldn't like to see that though. That would be cool though. But I'd have to answer the comments. Why did you kill that snake? Paula's saying hello. So we'll hang out here for a couple more minutes, but let's make sure we get over to Tanya's channel, Van Life Voyages. Gray squirrel and fox squirrel meat is good as cooked properly. Everything is good if you cook properly, right? Even fish. I caught a cottonmouth fishing. It swallowed my lure, so I had to cut the line. Ooh, you know who knows about cottonmouths, and that's Ron Darrell. He has a lot of them down there. All right, don't forget Roy and Becky's live coming up in an hour. So eat a Pop-Tart, get the dogs out, fill the generator, and turn on the laptop. Get it ready. All right, Tommy's saying have a great day and a great week, everyone. Ooh, that wouldn't be fun. That would get your heart pumping, huh? Yep, stay safe and hydrated. Drink lots of water. Got mine right here. Okay, folks, I'm going to shut this down. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it very much. Ew, no, we don't need that. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to run my outro, and then as soon as I find it here, then I'm going to run over to Van Life Voyages, and then hope to see you there. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.